Hey friend, Roger Christopherson here again with another first listen review. Last week was a busy week. We had a ton of stuff. Took the week off. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving yesterday. If you didn't celebrate Thanksgiving, well, you missed out on a lot of good food, I'm sure. But anyway, it's a United States thing here, so I don't know if anybody outside the States celebrates anything like that, but we sure did, and I'm stuffed and just kicking back listening to some of this great new music coming out today. This one I was really excited to listen to. It's the EP, brand new. I guess it came out last week. It kind of was delayed to get this one. There's so much stuff that came out. It's called Extrovert by the band Saint Asonia. They actually had an EP come out over the summer called Introvert, and this is supposed to be released as like a double, complete album here in December, just in time for Christmas for everybody. But I listened to that original EP and it was awesome. In case anybody out there isn't familiar with Saint Asonia, you should familiarize yourself with this band. They're really good. I really like this band. It comes from Adam Gontier, who from 3 Days Grace. He left that band a few years ago, actually quite a few years ago. Hooked up with staying guitarist Mike Mushak, the drummer from Finger 11, Rich Bedeau, and the Dark New Day bassist Corey Lowry, which that name they sound a little familiar. His brother Clint played in Seven Dust, and Stuck Mojo is the other band he was from, Corey that is. I think they both played together somewhere along the line there. I don't follow either one of those bands too closely, so anybody out there wants to add a little bit to the history of them, feel free to comments down below there. But I actually love Seven Dust. I don't follow Stuck Mojo too much, but I really like Seven Dust. I haven't really followed the history of them, but I like their music. They've had a few lineup changes along the way. At this point, it looks like it's got Adam's cousin in it, Cale Gontier, and on drums, Cody Watson, who I believe was in the band Art of Dying. I'm kind of trying to go by memory there, but I may be wrong. I think that's who it is. I think it's the band Art of Dying. I think Cale actually was in that band together too. So anyway, on to the music. This album, this whole band, since their incarnation and they actually have 2 full-length albums out, and then they've got these 2 EPs now, and a couple singles along the way. They actually did a cover of Phil Collins' I Don't Care Anymore, and they did a cover of The Weeknd on this last one, which Blinding Lights I think is the name of the song. I'm trying to remember back. I'm not a big The Weeknd fan, but anyway, it was decent. I'm not too much into the covers. I actually really like the original stuff a lot better. This album just kicks into it. I mean, this is basically, I don't really know why he left 3 Days Grace, because this sounds a lot like 3 Days Grace, so it doesn't sound a whole heck of a lot like Stained at all, or any of those other bands, really, not to me anyway. I mean, Adam was the main writer, the singer of 3 Days Grace, so I guess it stands to reason that he's going to sound a lot like this. From what I understand, way back when he quit, he was getting too famous and he wasn't enjoying life being that famous. I don't know if that's the complete story, if there is other internal stuff, really don't know, but I know this band rocks. I still like 3 Days Grace, although carrying on without Adam, it's not the same. I don't like it quite as much. I actually took my daughter to see 3 Days Grace years ago. They had Flyleaf opening up. It was supposed to be Breaking Benjamin, but something happened. They switched, and it was Chevelle that opened up that day. Was the first day of the tour. And it was interesting because that was the first time I'd ever been caught in a mosh pit unexpectedly, and my main concern was getting my daughter the heck out of there before we got crushed. Had some big dude try to kick my butt, to put it nicely. Kind of stood my ground as his friends drug him away, and I turned around as the big eyes on my daughter were holy crap, my dad just got beat up, but I couldn't let that happen in front of my daughter, so I kind of stood my ground. It's kind of funny looking back now, because I have no idea why that even happened, but that was an interesting show. So we just kind of moved away to the side and watched the rest of the show. It was great, loved it. And I was a fan before. My daughter loved that show. She's got that memory forever now. So anyway, this band sounds a lot like that. It's heavy. It just sounds like it's a powerful feeling you get when you listen to this music. You just feel like amped up. It's like good music to, like, if you want to, like, if you're into like biking or skateboarding and that type of stuff, you like listening to stuff to get you pumped, or any type of sports, like imagine anything. You want to get pumped up. This like music just does it. It really does. It gets me in that mood every time I listen to it. It's the type of music you crank up when you're driving down your car. You sing at the top of your lungs, and I don't know. That's the feeling I get from it. They had a lead single off of this, was called Wolf. It's a good song, but I actually preferred most of the other ones better than that. That's kind of strange. That was like the weakest track, I thought, but yeah, it's worth checking out. It's really, if you listen to 3 Days Grace, I mean, I hate to say that, but it is what it is. It sounds a lot like 3 Days Grace. Obviously, it's going to. It doesn't really remind me of much of anything else. Production is great. Singing is great. When he quit 3 Days Grace, I was actually really bummed. And when I heard about this band, they didn't make like a big, gigantic splash coming back into the music world. Kind of gradually building their way back up and making some really great music. So by the end of this will be like 3 full-length albums, basically. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the next one's going to be. I just, I can't wait to hear what the next thing's going to be. I'm already ready for the next album. But anyway, you guys, feel free to comment down below if you like it, if you don't like it. Any stories you might have that, relate back to this band or any of the bands I mentioned here. Feel free. I mean, this is where it's for. It's just a place to have conversations back and forth, just have fun talking about music. So just remember that. And make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff that I always ask for. And we'll talk to you on the next one. See you.